Hello, all, and welcome. We are continuing our series, AI Hubs Across America, where we explore how communities across the U.S. are building artificial intelligence and human intelligence ecosystems to fuel growth. I'm your host, Dario Minaya, and with me once again is Dr. Guido Minaya, CEO of Minaya Learning Global Solutions and researcher and strategist on AI innovation hubs. Today, we're focusing on Miami's AI hub journey and exploring what Southwest Florida can learn as it develops its own AI plus HI innovation hub. Stay tuned to learn more. Dr. Minaya, welcome back. Episode 3.
Thanks, Dario. It's great to be back with you on the show.
All right. Well, let's dive in. Let's focus on the origins of Miami's AI hub. So, how did Miami go from being essentially an overlooked tech region to launching Emerge Americas?
Great question. And it is a remarkable story. From my research, it started back in 2012 when the Medina family, Manny Medina, who was the CEO and founder of Terramark, through his deep experience, recognized that Miami wasn't considered a tech hub, right? But he believed that the city could assemble all the ingredients necessary, right? Because it already had entrepreneurs, it had investors, it needed global tech leaders, academia was strong, and they needed to collaborate with government. But they needed a solution to bring them together. So that's why in 2014, the Medina family launched Emerge Americas. And initially, it was an annual tech conference. But over time, it grew and now draws maybe 20,000 plus people from 60 countries.
Wow.
So it's become the cornerstone of Miami's tech ecosystem. And it seeded what would evolve into today's Miami AI Hub / Emerge Americas collaboration.
Wow, they exploded in growth, it sounds like. That's a big shift, right? From conference to AI hub. So, how did Emerge transition from just a conference into a full-fledged AI hub?
It is, a fun story that they began planning for their first conference in 2012. They launched it in 2014, and they thought that, they may have 3,000 or so participants. They would have loved that. But that very first conference resulted in 5,000 participants. So they felt, you know what, we are meeting a need. There is a gap here. Let's continue to focus on this. So Emerge developed an accelerator that's graduated over 1,100 tech startups and collectively have raised nearly $300 billion.
Wow.
There's a partnership, as I mentioned, with the Miami AI Hub. So the Miami AI Hub was a grassroots AI community that started with 5 or 10 members, and it has grown to over 4,000 participants.
Wow.
So Emerge Americas and the Miami AI Hub formed that partnership, and recently they created the Miami AI School. And again, just to show why education, upskilling is so critical for entrepreneurs as well as the workforce, they focused on entrepreneurs and small business, right? So 3 phases in their program for small businesses and developers. So phase 1 looks at non-technical small businesses that need to learn the basics, right? Phase 2, more technical standards, models, building AI apps, chatbots. And phase 3 gets into AI agents, training on multi-agent frameworks. All of this is done over 1 quarter, and you go from being, a novice to someone that can look at and develop AI agents. So that's pretty incredible. And again, this stuff is hybrid model, online, in person. But what I love about it, it's designed to upskill small business, entrepreneurs, and democratize AI knowledge.
Well, speaking of AI hub and how they've grown so much, you did mention that in the beginning, Miami was overlooked as a tech hub, but that the ingredients were there, government being one of them. So what role did local government and the community play in this transformation?
Yes. I think the role government played was critical. So based on my research, Mayor Daniela Levine Cava branded Miami-Dade as the startup county, and the county government actively supports and funds startups that tackle civic challenges. So this is a pretty bold move that aligns government with innovation. And this demonstrates a key principle. Successful hubs need public-private community partnerships. And Miami proved that startups, investors, universities, and government must move in sync to effectively scale innovation.
Well, we've talked about how Miami's AI hub was built up, right, in their foundation where they started. But let's talk about now. What are the main verticals that Miami's AI hub is focusing on today?
Good point. And the key reason to again look at it from a vertical perspective is there are unique needs from an AI perspective in each industry, and Miami's zeroed in on four core verticals: fintech, which includes banking, payments, digital finance; health tech, one of Florida's fastest growing venture sectors; national security and defense tech, so dual use technology; and lastly, deep tech, including AI, quantum, and nanotechnology. So they've even launched Tech Basel Miami AI Summit, an invite only global gathering during Art Basel Week, tied it to the internationally well renowned art fair that takes place in Miami each December, and it attracts thousands of global visitors. So this was pretty strategic because you have investors, you've got creatives, cultural influencers, and business leaders. And by launching it also during this Tech Basel week, the organizers are leveraging this global audience already in Miami. It's just been working really well for them.
Wow. Well, in the beginning, we did mention that we were going to talk about Miami's AI hub, but also what lessons can be learned and taken from that for Southwest Florida and Lee County. So let's bring this home then. What should Southwest Florida learn from Miami's experience?
Yes, I think what I gleaned from the research is that, like Emerge, Lee County's hub can bring the right stakeholders together in a gathering point, right? Then grow it into year round programming. We can make startups at the heart. Miami centered its hub around small business and founders. We can do the same thing. We've got 45,000 small businesses in Lee County, 65,000 in Southwest Florida. Develop our workforce pipelines, adopting a model like the Miami AI School to train both small business owners. I mean, with FGCU, FSW, we have the SBDC. We've got some great ways that we can collaborate. Engaging government leaders like Mayor Cava from Miami-Dade. Visible support in Miami was critical for Lee County. Government backing would build credibility and attract resources. And lastly, focus it on our key verticals like healthcare, logistics, construction, education, manufacturing. These are our natural strengths. I think that Lee County and Southwest Florida, if we could build on some of these principles, we can leapfrog into becoming a regional AI HI hub with our own unique identity. I mean, we have the Edison Awards here. So we have many things that can be leveraged to build what we want to see for our future.
I wholeheartedly agree. Miami's journey shows us that persistence, partnership, and focus really can transform a region into an innovation hub, which I think we already are in the making. For Lee County and Southwest Florida, the opportunity is very clear. Not to copy Miami, but to learn and adapt the best elements to its own ecosystem. Well, thank you again, Dr. Minaya. And this will wrap up episode 3 in our series, AI Hubs Across America. Join us next time as we explore how other regions are building the future of AI innovation as we continue this series. Until next time.